Guys, welcome
Whoa!
to
Welcome to the show.
another thrilling episode of the Sons of Idiot podcast. I'm Tom C.
I'm D. Marks, and we're here to entertain you.
That's right, folks. We're here to entertain you. I don't know what you guys thought before, but it actually is supposed to be an entertainment show.
The rumors are not true. We are here to entertain you.
The rumors that perhaps this was an educational show, unfounded, I would say. Totally unfounded.
Rumor that we are incapable of entertaining you, unfounded.
That needs to go through some testing at this point. Definitely needs a little bit of testing. It's a hypothesis now. The scientific method is working, but we haven't concluded it yet. It's not a law. It's just a theory.
Repeat it over and over.
The theory of sons that we're not capable of entertainment is the theory. But we'll let you know when it's a law. That's something we could report on when it happens.
That's true.
Yeah, dude. So anyway, this is a show about video games, apparently. Though it seems to rarely be the case.
Well, the problem is just like it's so not the video game season.
Oh, dude.
We got plenty to talk about when it's the high holy days of video games.
Yeah, dude, we're still in the slow months of Aug. We're just finishing it up. You know,
the doggy days of Augie.
You got that post E3 pre kids going back to school slump, we call it.
Yeah.
Where there's just nothing coming out.
But, as Ned Flanders would say, a slumperino.
Yeah. Well, of course, we all know, we had a whole episode about it. You got that MGS5 breaking your slump, being your slump buster in the coming months. But right now, we got nothing, dude. We got nothing.
It's true.
Dude,
we got a whole bunch of nothing.
I'll bet you a famous internet video game player has played 0 video games this week.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that.
Listen, I'm in the same boat, except I'm not. But
since you're in a far different boat than I am.
I haven't played a lot. I'll give you that. I've not played a lot of video games.
I feel like that's not what we're saying, though.
I'm just saying there isn't a lot to report in the world of video games.
Well, you know what's interesting is that it's the traditional time of year when you start flipping your calendar and the seasons start changing, not only for Mother Earth, but also for Bethesda. Yeah, I got it. It's also the time that I stop wanting to play Fallout and start wanting to play Skyrim.
Oh, really? You think that's going to be a trend? You think?
It has been for the past few years.
I actually kind of got in a Skyrim mood today for some reason. I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what the deal is, but as the time starts getting colder,
that's when you start playing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we talked about it before. It doesn't make any sense because you might think you go on vacation from what you're currently in to a different kind of climate, but not me. I go on vacation when it's hot to a hotter place.
It's true.
We go on vacation.
A lot of people do that too.
From a cold place to Skyrim. That's how it works. You know, it makes total sense.
I think you always. First of all, I think everybody can agree that Skyrim is 100% a more comfier game than Fallout.
Yeah, well, we all know that.
Yeah. So when the snow's on the ground in real life, you want to chase away those Stowtime blues with a comfy ass game, and there's nothing comfier than Skyrim.
I don't know, there might be comfier games than that. I will tell you have a very Mother Goose timbre to your voice today for some reason. I don't know if the audience is picking up.
I'm not sure what that means.
It's kind of a higher register. You're kind of like that. I think here's what you should do. Think of a fairy tale right now and tell it to me.
Okay. I'm just gonna
normal voice. Don't try and goof around.
I'm just gonna say the opening line from Peter Rabbit, because that's the only thing I can think of right now.
Great.
Flopsy, Wopsy, and Cottontail were doing things because those are funny names.
I gotta be honest. My hypothesis there was proven and is law right now. I'm just saying. I nailed it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What else do you have to do in Skyrim? There's just nothing.
I know that's the biggest problem, but like, dude, when it's, I just love looking at that. It's just that scenery, man. When you get that scenery going, and you have your fun dog who's following you around, and you're just sitting by a campfire because you're using the ice and cold mod because that's a great mod and everybody should use it all the time. When you're just sitting around the campfire and you're chilling out with your dog and you're trying to avoid the cold, but also you're just looking out at the vast icy sea. I don't know, man. That does something for me.
No, I hear you on that. But how come you've never gone back to exploring Oblivion in that way? Because it's not cold enough? There are cold places in that game.
It's not as good, like gameplay wise. You said it yourself. Oblivion's a hard thing to. It's hard to go back and play Oblivion now.
It's hard to go back and play it, but it is really good. But I was only kidding. I don't expect anyone to go back and play that.
Yeah, it's not like going back and doing Fallout 3, where you're just like, it's pretty much the same game.
No,
it's an entirely different game that is far worse in terms of mechanics.
Dude, they have not got. I don't care what you say. The battle system in Skyrim isn't that great. That for some reason Bethesda has a real problem figuring out first person melee.
I've always said that. I've always thought first person melee is always a really weird choice.
Is it impossible to get right? Is there a game that gets first person melee right? Let's just go over some games that had first person melee, just for you. One, okay. Fallout, which obviously doesn't count because it's made by Bethesda.
Yeah. 2,
Dishonored, which doesn't count because it's made by Bethesda. 3, oh boy, I've run out of ones that I can think of. No Zelda games. No, The Witcher doesn't. Dragon's Dogma doesn't. Not a lot of games go for that first-person melee game. At least not very many good ones. I mean, a lot of games have a little.
Demon's Souls doesn't.
No, they're both third-person. All the Souls games. You have games like Dead Island, which do it a lot, but it feels a lot the same. It feels a lot like Skyrim in that regard.
You could do a melee build in Borderlands? ?
Well, you could still use a melee weapon in that game. How do you feel that game handled it?
Not great.
So in your head or idea, hasn't been a single good.
No, I agree with you 100%. I always think that melee combat in first-person games is a really hard sell.
So what do they need to do to get it right? What are they getting wrong?
I mean, Skyrim does pretty well, because there are a few perks in Skyrim that rely on timing more than just power attacking or whatever. Because they have a couple blocking perks that are if you block at the right time when your opponent's doing something, you slow down time and you can hit them where it hurts. Give them the old slammer rammer. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
and that's cool. But yeah, I mean, would I say it's perfect? No, but I think that's just kind of, I don't know. Part of me thinks that's just an inherent problem with just first person stuff in general. I think first person is just a harder sell than third person in some ways.
Not for shooters. Third person shooters are always garbage. That's where I'm at. We can all sit around and pretend Deus Ex is okay, and it is. It's okay.
I mean, that kind of switches back and forth, though.
Yeah, I would say
that's first person until you get behind cover.
Then it becomes way better. The whole thing should have been first person because really the sneak elements are not that great. Let's face it. You could have done all that. You could have done first person until it goes to third person for assassinations. Would have been great. But anyway.
No, but I think first person. I think third person sneaking is actually super useful. Because it gives you a much wider range of vision for things that you're trying to avoid than just a first-person perspective would.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's like that in Deus Ex. It's definitely like that in Metal Gear Solid. Imagine trying to play Metal Gear Solid first-person only. That'd be rough.
The first game, easily doable.
Yeah,
the first game had that Soliton radar.
I was about to say, well, I think if anything proved that, it was Twin Snakes. But
yeah. I think it could work. But
yeah, but I think it would be harder.
Well, let's think of a truly great third-person game, not including Deus Ex. Sorry, third-person shooter game.
I mean, I would put fourth Metal Gear Solid. That's third person.
Well, okay. Here's the deal about that. All the shooting aspects in Metal Gear Solid are pretty bad, straight up. The shooting parts. You can't disagree with that.
I mean, in the first game, yeah.
Excluding 4 and Peace Walker, all the shooting is very poor. Like, don't act like you're having the time of your life with that clunky stuff in 3, because it really, like, the way you have to hold buttons, the way that the gun, like, shoots is always questionable at best. Those games are not shooter games. Let's face that head on as a fact, because it is. But 4 you could say is a good shooting game, but that's...
Well, I was going to say, 4 is a shooting game.
And that's...
The other ones aren't so much, but 4 is definitely a shooting game.
That's third person, right?
Yeah.
You shoot in third person, not in first person? Is that true?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do third person shooting in that.
I think so, too. Anyway, that's a fine example, but for the ones I'm thinking of, like, you can't say Army of Two had the greatest shooting. That was third person, right?
Army of Two had some cool stuff, though.
It had cool stuff, but
it had some sleeper stuff like that. I love that aggro system that they had. They didn't really bring it over for
the last one.
Yeah, Devil's Cartel.
They didn't do a lot of things for Devil's Cartel.
Yeah,
let's face
that's true. But in 40th Day, the aggro system in that was super enjoyable to me. Like, we had a great time playing Army of Two.
We did, but what? Why couldn't they have done that game in third person? Or first person? What would have made that worse? Would it have made it worse if that game was in first person?
I think it's one of those cases about whether or not a game developer wants you to be in the story or wants you to be watching the story. I think that's the biggest line.
What do you mean?
Because in things like Army of Two, you're supposed to be watching Salo and Rios go about, stopping these evil mercenaries and blowing up half of Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
But as we've always said, in
Devil's
Vegas,
Cartel.
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
In New Vegas, the whole point, one of the whole reasons that I think that the courier is silent, and same thing with the Lone Wanderer, is that you're supposed to put yourself in that particular scenario, and you're supposed to be the courier is much more an avatar for yourself rather than being its own independent character. Also,
maybe I can see
pretty good third-person shooter, Mass Effect 2 and on.
That's a good point.
Yeah, those are decent third-person shooters.
Yeah, that one's fair.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about Mass Effect, but my biggest concerns about Mass Effect were not its gameplay, which I felt was always pretty rewarding. But whatever.
Yeah. It's like I always said. It's always a real shame that as the gameplay got progressively better in the Mass Effect series, the story got progressively much, much worse.
Do you know who I blame? People.
Everyone?
Just fans. Fans of the game made it worse.
Dude, fans make everything worse.
It's true. It's 100% true.
If science has taught us anything.
Like, okay, has there ever been a game series that you will never play because of the fans? I'm not sure we never talked about this before, but, like, for real.
We definitely talked about this in terms of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, we talked about scary fan bases way back when.
Yeah.
But, like, that does always bother me because there's some Sonic games I like, and now I'm not even allowed to like them. Because I don't even want to be associated with that, dude.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the it's kind of like we had this conversation a couple months ago as well of like that's kind of just an overarching thing like with furries in general, because like there's some kick-ass anthropomorphic animals out there that I want to like because they're cool.
What do you mean?
Well, like, there's, like, some magic characters, in the card game that you're like, oh, this guy's kick-ass, and he's, like, a half-lion.
Listen,
like,
no one's saying that, what's his name? Megiddo the lion is not awesome.
No, it's Jareth. Megiddo was actually a dude.
What?
Yeah.
He looked kind of like a lion. Let me just look that up real quick. Loud clicking. Okay, he is a dude, but he also is, like, a giant.
Yeah, he's a giant, no question about it. But, like, yeah, there are characters there, and, like, Sam and Max from the Sam and Max popular franchise of Telltale games, like, those are characters that I like a lot, but, I feel like the overwhelming cloud of furriness feels like I almost shouldn't.
Yeah, that's they're kind of mascotty, and some people are into that. I don't know.
Yeah.
They make a new McGee the Lion card. This is awesome. I don't know if you saw this, but it's rad. Guys, McGee the Lion is one of my favorite Magic cards. I know this is totally off topic, but
Yeah, that's fine.
we're in the zone. We're in the zone. Look at how cool this looks. If that's the right link and not porno, which it might be. Like, what? Where are these
I'll
coming
be
from?
happy either way.
Guys, Magic the Gathering was cool. I used to play it, and it had a lot of cool things going for it. I think we talked about Hearthstone before on the show and how much it's way worse than Magic, and
That is neat. Yeah, they have a couple like lands like that too that I like.
yeah, that's a card game that still exists.
I
Like, a
just
lot of,
played it the other day.
like what I mean is a lot of games they like disappear, like those kind of like tabletop things. They'll be really popular for a while and then they just disappear. But like
Oh yeah.
people still play Magic. People still buy Magic cards addictively. Maybe it's because there hasn't been there probably has been a little bit of a market crash on Magic cards, but not that much. I think that's what really stops people from getting into it. You know?
I don't know. They have, they have some cards that even some of the most recent cards are crazy expensive.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. Let me allow me to link you one.
Well, how much? Tell me all about it while you're doing it. Unless you just want me to be flabbergasted when you show me it.
I'm not gonna not let you be flabbergasted when I show you it.
My question is this: why don't players just print out cards now? Because who cares? Like,
A lot of people actually do that. I don't think it's tournament legal.
well,
And this
no,
is not
yeah.
even the most expensive version of this card.
What the f is this thing? What do you mean $55? What? It's from 2013. It's $55. What is that?
Yeah.
It's kind of good.
I mean, it's
I know
super.
it's 3 energy for a kind of good thing.
Well, it's it's guys. It's called Vendilion Click. It's for those in the Magic. It's 2 blues and 1 colorless for a 3/1 flying fairy, and then when it comes into play, oh, it also has flash, which is you can play it anytime you can play an instant.
That
And
sounds
when it
nice.
comes into play, you can look at any player's hand and either you can get your opponent to discard it or something, or you can get rid of a dead card in your hand because it allows you to draw. So
Oh.
like, because I talked to a friend of mine who plays blue quite frequently about it because I had no idea either, and he explained to me that it's 3 mana for either it's 3 mana for a pretty beefy creature as far as blue goes that has flying that can come out at any time and that can do hand manipulation for either you or your opponent, and also it gets a lot of play in commander tournaments. 'Cause, like, it's a really good commander.
A lot of people don't even know what that is.
Wow.
I will say we've never really gone into Magic on the show, and it's something that you and me both have a little history of, and I bet you a lot of our audience would actually kind of care about.
That's true. We could conceivably talk all about it on the next break.
You know what? I think we just might. We'll see you after this.
Heck.
What's up, dudes?
Hey, bruvs.
Hey, bruh. What's going on, folks?
How you doing?
How y'all doing?
Guys, we're back. It's Sons of Idia time. D-Mark's here. Tom C over there.
Yup. It's me. Ya boy. Keeping
You know
it
what?
prof.
Let's do it. Let's do everybody a favor. Let's high five right now. Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Now you were off.
I thought that was pretty good.
I don't know. Let's give it one more try. All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That was pretty good.
That was closer.
It's hard to high five over the internet, folks.
It's true.
Don't let anyone tell you differently.
You gotta reach through there.
When you have really powerful internet, like you have to have it Sun's HQ,
Yeah.
it makes it possible to have your arm go through that wire.
Yeah, it's like every '90s cartoon show where someone sticks their mouth through the telephone come to life for real.
Yeah. Gotta have that thick Ethernet wire.
Mm.
Talking thick. So thick. So thick. Anyway, so, speaking of thick, that's how I like my women. Thick. Wait, what are we talking about again? It wasn't this.
That I genuinely do not know.
Well, good. I'll take this opportunity to stop talking for the rest of the show. But only if you act now. All right, you failed.
Call this number right now, otherwise I will remain talking.
I'm sorry. It's just how it is. Guys, you've come to me for this show. If you didn't like it, you wouldn't be here.
Now, the thing is, everyone knows that Tom C's #1 prophecy in the hood.
What does that even... Yes, it's true. Whatever that is, I am it.
Dude, good yes-anding right there.
I've been learning. I've been going to comedy school, which I teach, but I would not go to myself because I'm a bad teacher, because I don't even know the material. How can I teach that?
Dude, you know what they say, those who can't do, teach.
I never understood that.
It always seemed like the most backhanded thing to say. And by backhanded, I mean pretty forward-handed.
I think it's mean on purpose. I think it's supposed to be a joke. Not a funny joke. One of those classic not funny jokes. Of which there are many. Yeah. Many of which are showcased on this very show by me saying them. But not in that case.
Like famous not funny jokes?
Oh, I couldn't think of any right off the top of my head. Because everything I have to say is so funny. You know?
Yeah, you're a professional comedy man. That's all. Everyone knows that about you.
I'm a professional comedy man.
Yeah.
Right? There's no question about it.
100% are.
Guys, I've earned it at this point. Before I used to say I'm an amateur comedy man, and a lot of people didn't agree with that. But this one, you can't disagree anymore. You've been doing it for 3 years, folks.
You've lost your disagreement.
It's gone. You gotta beat it. Guys, at home, there's a lot of things that you can't just say you are without actually putting the time in. But I've put the time in. I'm a professional funny man. What did we say we were? Funny.
The internet funny man?
Whatever we are. We're definitely that at this point.
The point is that we nailed it.
Keep in mind, to be an internet funny man, you do not actually have to be funny. It's just a name, folks. All right?
True.
Just the way funny cars aren't funny. They're just sweet.
It's like social media expert. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. No one's a social media expert. Okay, maybe that dog who is the meme. Maybe he's an expert.
Which dog?
Dog.
Wow.
Such a meme, folks. So before the break...
Such dank memes. Anyway, guys, before we started delving into these dank memes, we were talking about how Tom C. and I used to play a game that some of you might have heard of called, what was it?
Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Magic the Gathering. Is a trading card game. Now, folks, me and D-Marks have a long history of trading card games.
We've often traded cards with each other.
Not that often, because I'm pretty sure you always had better cards than me.
I don't think that's true.
Well, I don't know either. But I feel like when it comes to Magic, that was definitely the case.
I think it's just because I was collecting them for so much longer than you were.
Well, yeah. It also might have been an issue of we may have just traded just for fun to say we did. That may have happened.
That is always quite enjoyable.
Yeah. So, of course, like all youngsters, I started on the Pokemon TCG. Is that where you started?
Yeah, back in the day when my parents wouldn't let me get a Game Boy, it was the only fix I could get for Pokemans.
Your parents thought, hey, wouldn't it be great if he spent way more money on something less versatile?
Well, I think they just didn't want me to get... they didn't want me to be playing video games all the time. Although I tried to play Pokemon cards all the time. So there's that.
I'm unsure of why one skill is better than the other skill.
I think they just didn't want me sitting around playing video games all the time.
I'll tell you one thing, folks. Any parent who thought video games were a fad, they are probably wrong at this point. Don't think they're going away. We already have sex video games. It's over. We're locked in. The porn industry has chosen us.
It's like that Disney fad. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Oh, but listen, if your parents don't let you watch Disney, that's fine. You're not missing anything. How has your life been improved by Disney? Nobody's has.
Dude, do you not like Disney at all? Is there no hope for you?
I value it as a company that exists and is a strong company, but I would not say any Disney movie is my favorite of anything. Like, let's face it, come on.
Not even your favorite Disney movie.
I can't even think, like, what's your favorite Disney movie right now? And don't say Lion King.
Well, that's a loaded question. Are we talking Pixar, or are we just talking Disney animation?
No Pixar. No Pixar.
So if I'm going for more classic style Disney, I'm probably gonna say big fan of Hercules. I've always really liked Hercules quite a lot.
I need to make sure this is a Disney movie real quick. Hercules is a weird choice. I'm gonna tell you that.
It's always been a sleeper Disney movie. If I'm going for straight comedy, if I'm just looking to laugh, Emperor's New Groove, no question.
I've never seen that movie. I wonder if David Spade's still making those sweet zids off it.
Oh, I got to imagine he's got to be getting those zids almost daily.
Yeah, he's got to be making those zids daily.
Because that's a movie that because like maybe Hercules doesn't stand the test of time, but Emperor's New Groove, that's a movie that people who liked it as younger kids, they're definitely showing that to their kids. That one's got a long life ahead of it.
More so than Hercules? You think Hercules is totally out?
Oh yeah, I don't think people care as much about Hercules, but everyone loves Emperor's New Groove. That's for sure.
I don't know. I've never seen any of them. Listen, they're all great, but of course, the greatest Disney movie is without question Johnny Tsunami, which just because it's a TV movie does not mean it had less quality.
I couldn't even tell you what that is.
I'll read you the wiki of it. Young Hawaiian surfer Johnny Kafala gets a rude awakening when his dad relocates to Vermont. I don't even have to read the rest of it. But in case you're wondering, it's a state seriously lacking in waves. Vermont is.
That seems like a harsh buzz.
Yeah. And then some other stuff happens, and I guess he meets a girl or something. I don't remember. But
you know, it's too bad it's not a Disney movie because I think you would say it.
What?
My date with the president's daughter.
I'm not sure that is not yeah. By the way, when you search in my date, the first thing you get totally stopped recording. How long was that? Great. Everything's fine. Regardless, My Date with the President's Daughter, world's greatest Disney movie. We all agree with that.
Are we actually recording?
Yes. I don't know when we stopped recording. Folks, if you missed anything, we're talking about our favorite Disney movies. I said Air Bud, which is not a Disney movie.
That's not a Disney movie.
We were talking about Magic the Gathering. Folks.
Tangentially. Then it kind of got off track.
I don't remember why we were talking about Disney. Regardless, we all started with Pokemon Trading Card Game. Then we moved up. I always retained a love of trading card games because they're neat. I still play video games with heavy card-based things because video games with card-based stuff are fun.
Yeah, Tom C, big card man.
For instance, Mega Man Battle Network.
I would say you're a hot card man.
I don't know what that means.
Like Hot Coldman, except card.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are many games that have like a card element to them, and everyone hates them for some reason. This was a big thing in PS2 era, but I really always liked them. Like Pokemon Trading Card Game, the video game, excellent. Mega Man Battle Network, excellent. Anything else I can remember, excellent.
I love anything else I can remember
because I like that collecting.
I was about to say, let's think of the classic card-based games. You said Pokemon Trading Card Game, of course.
I think I already named all two that we're gonna name.
Did you say acid? That had cards in
No,
it.
that did have cards, and that was a fun game. You are right. Age of Empires 3, sort of cards.
Yeah.
You got a deck. You got to choose a deck and move stuff around. Just because you had a choice of the cards doesn't mean it's not a card-based game. It's not like a collectible thing, but
No, you're not. They're not. You're not opening a booster and getting an ultra rare home city card. Although Age of Empires, get on that.
yeah, that would be great. I talked about Hearthstone briefly. That game, not as good, and I'll tell you why it wasn't as good. Because I had previous Magic the Gathering experience, which is just a superior game. That's all there is to it. You might be saying, well, there's no Magic the Gathering video game. But there is.
I was about to say, that is not true.
There is, and apparently it's well liked. But for scrubs who are too small-minded, too feeble in the head to play that, I assume they go to Hearthstone because they like all their colorful characters who remind them of W craft.
Yeah, I think I want to say there's also like a online, not MMO, but I think there's an online.
You're thinking of Heroes of the Storm?
No, online Magic the Gathering thing.
Oh, sorry. You're thinking of whatever you're thinking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an analog to the real world for Magic the Gathering online, so that people can do. Pretty sure they have like tournaments and stuff online.
Oh, probably. Dude, you think that Magic the Gathering nerds aren't going to take full advantage of the internet?
I'm not sure. I'm not seeing a connection there.
I'm just saying. I'm surprised there isn't more of this thing that there is that I totally know there is, so I'm going to pretend that I didn't say that first sentence. Of like an online Dungeons and Dragons community. That definitely exists, but I wonder how you could do it better. You know?
I mean, they do it pretty well. I mean, if you're you're not talking like a MOBA or a MMO, which does exist.
That's surprising, but no, I feel as though if you just have like a forum, that's not great. If you could have like smaller chat rooms that are all hosted somewhere, that would be great.
I mean, they do. There's a lot of people who do Skype games.
Well, there you go. Nailed it.
So,
I'm taking full credit for that idea that, of course, existed before now.
yeah, I think you nailed it. I think what you saw a market that had the potential to already be filled, and then you were content with that, and then boom.
That's true of basically everything that I ever think of.
Yeah.
So anyway, so why do you like these Magic games?
You mean the card?
Yeah, not. What do you think I was talking about? Magic, like your video games with Magic?
Well,
in them?
I thought you meant like the online stuff.
There's never been a game with Magic in it, all right, except Magic the Gathering.
I've only ever played the cards. I've never done anything of the online stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not super hardcore into it like I really used to be, but I do enjoy what's called Friday Night Magic. They're draft nights, and you go there, and basically you get a couple booster packs
and a draft of beer.
Yeah, you get pay for some booster packs and some beer.
By the way, they should do that. I'm not sure what the problem is.
Because I think you need a license to sell beer.
Here's my... Okay, you ready?
By a lot of minors.
You ready for this? Best idea I ever just thought of. All right, you make a bar that's an ale house, right? And you have like the long house. What are they called? The Viking ones? Viking long houses, like with the big long picnic tables. And you serve alcohol and you make D&D games there. And you have like the place there holds games and like runs games.
Yeah, I'm sure that exists.
Well, I'm making one too. It's called Tom C's Long or whatever Viking Longhouse, the ale house.
Dude, it's like our GameStro pub.
GameStro pub's still a great idea, although I'm sure that we already decided that existed.
Yeah, because we made it.
Oh yeah, and we copyrighted it because we said it on this show. Then we put the show on a flash drive and then sent it to ourselves.
Yeah, and if you steal it from us, you will be sued.
Yeah, we have a strong legal team.
Very strong. I saw them one time bench 350.
I saw them one time try and sue us because we didn't pay them. But
that's how sharp these guys are.
They knew it right away, guys. We tried to push one past them.
Yeah,
did not happen.
Not happening.
No, sir. On top of it, those guys.
Also,
I would say we didn't get
I like
away.
how it took you a second with I saw him bench 350.
You know me. I'm not exactly the fastest guy. Anyway, what we haven't talked at all about Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, we've talked near it a lot, which I feel like is just as good.
Is it?
Yes.
Well then,
Um,
folks, that's the end of this episode. I'm gonna seriously wrap it up.
there
You ready? You ready for this, guys? Send us an email. We've been getting a lot of wonderful emails lately.
Dude, we've been getting a lot of great YouTube comments too.
People all over the globe. People who sign up for YouTube just to send us a message or a comment, none of which are negative.
That actually has happened before, which is weird.
It's real weird that there are people who are so crazy that they wouldn't sign up for YouTube, even though it's like 3 buttons, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they do it just for us? For our stupid videos? It's weird. Guys, I'm no celebrity. I'm a guy who eats a Taco Bell. Which no celebrity does. Not even the ones who endorse Taco Bell.
Dude, what about Taco Jones?
Not a celebrity. I've never heard of him. Unless it's a nickname.
Yeah, it's Tommy Lee Jones.
I forgot. Forgot he was called Taco Jones in some circles.
Very famous.
Very famously called Taco Jones.
On the search of every Taco Bell. All right.
Anyway, yeah. Go rate us on iTunes. We love that. We've been doing better there. Everywhere's doing better. Everything's coming at Millhouse, guys.
Guys, we are still looking for if you listen to this podcast through some way that is not iTunes. We really want to know about it because we really do want to try and put ourselves out there to you.
Get more resources. In related ideas, if you love this podcast, why not recommend it to a friend? We can't talk to your friends unless you tell them about it.
That's 100% true.
I can't walk over to your friend and say, hey, dude, your friend loves us. Come listen. It doesn't work like that.
I feel like we'd get sued for that.
Something would happen. This guy doesn't know me. I could have a weapon. You know?
Yeah, it's a very real and very scary thing.
He's scared. He's like, I know you're probably a celebrity, but who are you? He'll say. And I'll say, I'm your worst nightmare because that's what I always say to that question.
How can you not? That's the real question is how could you not say that?
It's asked so rarely that when you get it, you just have to say, I'm your worst nightmare. And
Dude,
that usually puts him on edge.
Dude, when you tee him up like that, you just got to smack him out of the park.
Dude, you just don't get many chances, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not an RBI guy, but I'm a guy who hits at everyone that comes down the plate. Who strikes at him. So there's a lot of strikes, but there's also a lot of hits. But sometimes it's your friend hitting me because I told him I'm their worst nightmare.
Yeah, because he's defending himself.
Probably rightfully so. I will tell him that correctly so. But anyway, if you want to email us that we are your worst nightmare, or that you are our worst nightmare, that would scare me. But send it to sonsofvideo@gmail.com.
That would make me kind of feel really uncomfortable.
I would not like that. Don't say that that I'm your greatest dream, or you're my greatest dream, or some kind of pronoun game that makes it good instead of scary.
Guys, I love the pronoun game.
I love it too. And do you know what everyone seems to love every time we do it?
I think I have an idea.
What's your guess?
I think it's our world famous
Speed reviews? Whoa, that's right.
This is the top 10 overrated video game franchise. Number 10, Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed is a game where you tell everybody about Creed, the band that assassinated several major political figures. 0 out of 10. Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero is a game that makes light of the fact that Creed assassinated a bunch of very high-level political figures, and it was very tastelessly done. Too soon, guys. Too soon. 8 out of 10. Number 8, any Grand Theft Auto game.
Grand Theft Auto is a game that features Creed after they've just assassinated someone as they drive away from the scene and commit Grand Theft Auto. 10 out of 10. Gears of War.
Agreed. 1 out of 10. Number 6, Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 1 through 10 are either good, bad, or really good, or also terrible. There's a lot of games there, and some of them are bad. 0 out of 10. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, this guy's just trying to be a professional cool man. Some Sonic games are good. Come on. The later ones are kind of lame, but the early ones are solid gold. Gets a solid gold out of 10. Number 4, Call of Duty 4.
Call of Duty 4 was really good at its time and everyone liked it. Now you say it's overhyped because you're a big jerk. 0 out of 10. GoldenEye.
GoldenEye 007 is go fuck yourself. This game is still pretty good. Like, I know you're clearly just trying to be professional hype man over here, but that's fine. Enjoy your mama's bottle. Gives a 2 out of 10. Number 2, Skyrim.
Skyrim is a game that we both hate and we would never mention it on the show. 0 out of 10. Halo.
Halo. I don't think I've ever heard of that game. Is that I think it's a language game where you figure out how to say hello in a bunch of different languages.
Hello.
So it gets a 10 out of 10 for promoting literacy.
Guys, we did it.
Guys, we're going to catch you next week.